Wheel week 20 in the and we are live from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It is good to have you all in. It is good to have you all in. Stay tuned today before the race begins in order to get some vital information that may see you or a friend line up alongside our racers in season 5. This is big news. Alrighty then, are we all set? It seems though we are. It seems as though we are. It is all good. How art thou, folks? How art thou indeed? Um, whew, um, there we go. Let's get straight into it, folks. Let's get into it. We will go to what it was the results last week, where we were in Monaco, a particularly shite race, if I'm being honest. Like, it wasn't one of my favourites. Nobody ever likes it anyways. Okay. It was, first and foremost, we had in first place, once again, the marvellous magic maker Bunsey. He had pole also with Budge in second, and Big Knuckles rounding out the podium positions. Mayo Man with a great result in fourth, with Elite Carbon in fifth. Kay Flemo in sixth, with Mormick in seventh, getting back into the points. A great race from him. Flawless, as in he was one of the very few drivers who didn't actually have any points last week. Is a hero with the fastest lap and eighth position. Blue Gunner and Why Not See rounding out the points. Kaiser Gunner is finished in 11th with Major Jam. Verdi Vern being the last of the finishers, and he finished in 13th place. We had DNFs from Rory Drain, where we are Supreme Bio, Ronanosaurus, Iron Man, Buffa Lucas, Welsh Wizard, and of course Angry Chameleon. Apologies for the what would you call it? Apologies for the typo on that end of the table. That leaves things in a very interesting way. Bunsey now streaming ahead. He's now 82 points ahead of Ronanosaurus, who failed to score last week. Angry Chameleon still hasn't scored points, I believe, in his Alpine, or at least not very many of them, because what we've been looking at since this turnaround and the last turnaround since the cars were swapped was of course Budge, and where he might stand versus Chameleon at the end. And folks, it is tighter than it has ever been, or it has been in a long while. It is now only 32 points in the difference. I believe they started something to the effect of 70 or 80 points in the difference. Budge is closing in fast on Chameleon. I want you to get your bets in now. Who finishes higher in the table at the end of the season? Is it going to be Budge, or is it going to be Angry Chameleon? We have Mayo Man, who has fallen back behind Budge for the first time in a while also. That's down to Budge getting consecutive seconds in week to weeks going by. Obviously, Bunsey pulling miles ahead, and Elite Carbon getting a great result too. Where are we else? Elite Carbon. The product of those results is that he is now in 7th place in the standings. Big Knockos breaking the 100-point barrier with his 3rd position last week, up to 11th position. He is making a huge stride now. So it is even possible to say, will it be Angry Chameleon or Big Knockos finishes above one or the other, and he started from way further back. Mormick on the move again in on 46. Welsh Wizard and Kaiser kind of holding still there on the 13th and 14th position. And Why Not See getting a few points, is a hero. He came through. He came through once this season, is all I'll say. He wasn't. He had fastest lap in 8th last week. I did say that if he got a couple of podiums in a row, he would have justified the slump in his form for 62 races. Anyway, Lucas there, our newest of the full-time drivers, standing in 19th with 21 points, and of course Supreme Bio, Ironman, and Wilfred Boney making up the bottom three. Will there be relegation? Will there not be relegation? Who knows? But anyway, there we are. And as you see there, folks, on the top left-hand corner, we are in Azerbaijan this week, following that Monaco Grand Prix. Don't forget, after week 23, my God, we still have 4 more races left in this season. After week 23 in Portugal, we are in China, which was added to the game late. So that is needing of an update there. Okay, let's see the odds. And as predicted, Bunsey is up at 1-2 to win again, like he was last week. Budge as well at 2-1. Change of form in this final stint. Elite Carbon and Big Knockos cutting their odds all the way down to 3-1, starting to get a bit of respect. Rhinosaurus back to 4-1, despite the fact that he sits second in the table as it stands. The problem for Rhinosaurus, of course, right now is that he is in the Williams, which is the worst car on the grid, and we are, of course, using realistic mode. Mayo Man 5-1, as is Rory Drain, K Flemo, and Welsh Wizard at 6-1, Chameleon Supreme Bio at 7-1, Major Jam at 8-1, Blue Gunner and Is a Hero at 9-1. Probably not as big an odds as you probably get now on Is a Hero if he continues in the way he is to win the race. Lucas at 10-1, Kaiser Gunner at 12-1, Why Not See at 12-1, Vernie Vern, Mormick and Airman at 14, 16 and 20-1 odds. That is the way it stands. That's the way things are. But we have some further news. There it is, up the top right-hand corner. Team Bungun leads the way, and the man at the head of all of this is, of course, with 257 of the points, is, of course, Bunsey, who is streaming ahead and looking like he might take a double title. But don't say that to Braun Cocktail, because Budge is starting to knock up the second places quite regularly, and it's only a matter of time before Chameleon puts in a stint and starts getting a few points as well. It's his job now to kind of, I suppose, beat Kaiser Gunner in the race in order to secure the points they need to overtake Team Bungun, whilst Budge tries to retain podiums and keep the pace with Bunsey. Mayo for Jam. They're both back this week as they were last week, both not scoring last week as well. So they sit on 267 in third position, and we are kind of out of it now with Mistletoe Mikado. I think they've all been eliminated, being 105 points with only 4 or 5 races left now in the season. So there we are. That is the standing in them. Everybody else below them has been out of it for a little while now at this stage. They're looking just to compete with each other. Okay, the only correction, the only review that we had this week, of course, and it was a very quick one, was Mayo Man receiving a quali ban and 2 points for blocking the Angry Chameleon during the hot lap in quali. That's an automatic ban. It's something that's done. It's not even so much of a review as anything. But that was the only incident that we had last week that was reported and recorded. Of course, in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the teams, the drivers, and of course the cars that they're in currently. But folks, the biggest piece on this slide that I want to show you is, of course, the one that's glaring in the top left-hand corner. So this is a message from the Angry Chameleon. We are likely at this stage, at the end of February, start of March, to have a competition for drivers who wish to race in wheel-to-wheel and become a first refusal reserve, which is how Lucas and many other drivers have gotten into this championship. That's how you get in. You sit in as a reserve, but getting a reserve spot is even really tough now. They are not giving up lightly, and if drivers sometimes fall out of being a first-time driver, they rather be a reserve. That's where they go. So reserve spots are really difficult to get a hold of. So what I would recommend is, if you want to race with your wheel-to-wheel favorite racers, and put it to them and see if you can beat these guys, I would turn up at the end of February. I would keep an eye on the Discord, the wheel-to-wheel Discord, which is, of course, at that center spot there. If you scan that QR code, you will find all of my socials, but the wheel-to-wheel Discords and socials are in there too, including TikToks, which is where this organization is most famous. I would get on there, get on the Discord and sign up for that. It's in the announcement section of the public Discord for Wheel to Wheel. Get in there, lads, and do that. There are currently 15. If it goes to around 20, it'll probably be the first 20 guys to go in, and it will be a competition then for those. But currently they are opening it up to 2 races at the start, 25%. And the top 10 from each of those will go on to race in the final one, 50% race, in order to get a spot on the race. And they would be obviously graded as to the finishes that they had. You will also be judged, I have to imagine, majorly. If you go into those races and you're a dirty racer, or you're not particularly, conscious or aware of the rules and stuff like that, I would be conscious of the rules, and I would be conscious of being dirty or anything like that, because they will not permit that in this league. As you can see, we're down to very few incidents now. 2 weeks with incidents since the start of December, and this week, one of those weeks was this week, with only a quali ban by a mistake for some guy who was our mailman who had blocked Angry Comedian on top of that. Folks, you have to be available on Wednesday nights from 9:30. End of. No end of, nothing else. The wheel-to-wheel faithful in here, the drivers who come in, they are dedicated. They come up and they put away, as well as myself for the most part. I've missed 1 week when I was away in on annual leave from my role here, and some good guys took over the duties there. But I feel like I come here, I'm committed to this job, and like me, or like any of the other drivers, you really need to be committed to racing every Wednesday night, everything else aside. So that is that. The 50% race, of course, will finally decide that. That will be up to comedian. That will happen at the end of March, or sorry, the end of February, early March. Get in there, get yourself known. And what you should do is get onto that Discord and click the yes to get involved. We have about 14, 15 drivers already signed up. And this is your chance. All those guys on TikTok, on the wheel-to-wheel Discord itself, asking when the spot will come available. Here it is, folks. This is how you get into wheel-to-wheel. It is a difficult competition, and it is only one tier, and it is limited spaces. You have a lot to and get practicing if you intend to, because it will be a tough race. We know some rocket fast drivers who may be attending that, but that is not the only thing that will be decided. I have to imagine that if you have a lot of penalties, or if you're involved in a lot of incidents, you'll probably automatically be demoted down out of that, because number one, you have to be fair, you have to be good, and you do have to be fast, but you have to be all of the other things too. So, folks, we will have further information on that in the coming weeks. You will see it here, where you get all your live wheel-to-wheel races. Folks, that was some intro. That was the biggest intro I've done in a while, but it was something I felt like we needed to do, because I've been thinking about these races at the end of February, early March. And I really think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people who come into this live, or who come on to the TikToks, or who go anywhere, and they say, how can we get involved? Folks, this is it. We're giving you the chance. It is nearly time to end season 4. We are nearly there. Team Bungun and Bunsey out ahead. Bunsey is miles ahead in the Drivers' Championship, but there's still so much to play for before this season is over. Get in before it's too late, and get yourself signed up to that. And as I said, do it by scanning that QR code right in the middle there. It's on every version of this stream that we have. There it is in the top left-hand corner of your screen now. Get in there and just get involved. Like, I mean, everybody's asking. They're always wondering, how do you do it? That's how you do it. End of. We will remind you week in and week out until this season is over, and we will see how it stands. Woo! That was something. Take a breath. Time for zero. Zero time. I wish this stream was sponsored by Coke Zero. Coca-Cola, where are you? Thank you. But this broadcast is brought to you today by Western Legends, the board game. The big box version of the board game with all of the stuff that comes with it. Brilliant, brilliant game. Very thematic. Cowboy Western, obviously, as you can see on the theme of the box. If you're interested in board games and if you love Western themes, this is a definite try for most people. Okay, we've had a zero. We're nearly there. We're primed. It's time. It's nearly time. I'm waiting for my invitation. The Angry Chameleon will be getting them out soon. We are live in 10 minutes in Azerbaijan. Who do you think it is that's going to be actually winning this one? Is it going to be another destruction by Bunsey, miles out ahead last week? Brilliant drive, under control, had it all sorted. Who's it going to be this week? Budge is finding a new vein of form. He has been doing incredibly well in all of his races here and in other leagues. He is tingling. This would be his first season in wheel to wheel. If he fails to win a race, it will be the first time it's ever happened. The 3-time in a row champ hasn't won a race in season 4, and we're on week 20. What a storyline. Is he now rejuvenated? Is he now, I'm going to finish at least on the podium of positions. I'm going to finish in the top 3 of this championship. It's something to consider. Is he just going to aim to be above Chameleon and knock him out of that 3rd position in the championship? It's all to be seen for in these final 5 races. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Whew, that was something. Folks, get in. I have a lot of people. And I am proud to say, on Facebook in the last few weeks, I apparently am in the top 1% of up-and-coming original streamers. So I have no idea where that came from. I don't know what the hell it's all about. But hey, it sounds good. It's on my Facebook. I was laughing at it. I thought it was very funny. But hey, if that's what they say I am, that's what I am, folks. That's why people come back here week in, week out. That's why you've got to come and join Wheel to Wheel and get in. We will interview you. I will personally interview you here live on the show before the race, before your first race, if you are a new Wheel to Wheel reserve. I am also considering throwing in something from my end of the thing here in order to have co-hosts or guests in from our fans or our following base in here week to week in order to get your perspective on things. So that's something I'm thinking of doing between season 4 and season 5. I'll develop that idea and I'll come back to you with what it is you might be able to get involved with here. Okay. Wow. Have I covered enough time? Not quite. If you're in the studio or if you're in the live broadcast, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a like and a subscribe. That's how we get these things. These awards on Facebook. For the love of God, it's so funny. God damn, if I even tried at this stuff, it would show you the potential that will be there. But like, subscribe, please do it. We're up to 70 subscribers now. We've had about 10, 15 subscribers as the season's gone on, and it's been really appreciated for those guys who have come in and joined me. We have a lot of guys who are regulars, Spider-Man being one of them. Very best of luck to him in his race elsewhere tonight. and we have not Jack or Jack Hersons, who he's Jack, but he's not. Who knows? Yeah. Let's have a real quick look back at the odds on tonight's race. Mailman is a good bet at 5-1, especially in the car that he's in. Bunsey obviously favourite there, but who do you think is going to be most improved from the position that they're in now? Is it going to be somebody like Bud? Bush doesn't have many places to go at this rate. He may jump a couple of people, but getting 50 points to get up above Ronanosaurus would be an incredible feat in these last few races. And Ronanosaurus, his form is not going to remain that poor for that long. He's going to do enough, I'd say, just to retain that second spot. But there are guys ahead of him like Major Jam, who was won a race this season. We have had, as I said previously, 10 winners in this season. 10 different winners in this season. That is a wheel-to-wheel season record. Never had that before. We broke the season record of 9, which was in season 3 last year. So it shows you that it's never been closer, never been more chance for people, and it has never been a better setup that we've had than we do now. Things will probably change going into next season, as they always do. So get it in there, and let's do this. Whew. Who is it? Who is it? Who is the outsider of all these who may get in and score big tonight? Is it Mormick, who was up to 7th clean race last week? Verny Vern is due something. Verny Vern at 14-1. It's a real huge outside bet. Don't get me wrong. I don't know how he feels necessarily about this particular track. We have an invitation from the Angry Comedian. But will Verny Vern get in there? Will he do that? Will Kaiser start seeing more regular form? Buffa Lucas has been threatening to do it for a long time. Is a hero. Says he's been doing it for a long time, but hasn't. Blue Gunner. It's a shock to see him so low. Major Jam at 8-1 is a great price considering he's a winner. Mormick, and obviously why not see our race winners this season too. Incredible to see them at those odds this late in the season, thinking that they might. Angry Chameleon, has he finally got a hold and actually knows how to get coax this Alpine around the track? Who knows? Welsh Wizard won a pre-season race, has shown such great form at times. Will he do it? Kay Flemo as well. Rory Drain, he's always there or thereabouts, but the problem is he's now in the Williams. Who knows? I have to say right now, that at 8-1 Major Jam is huge money. I can't see Comedian continuing this poor form. These guys are there, and Iron Man has scored points this year. I have to say, if he's in here tonight, and I believe he is, Iron Man is lightning quick on the right track, and this may be just where he's at. I think maybe at 20-1, I'd put him in a top 8 position. Is that bold? Who knows? Let's see. There we go. We're going to swap this out because we are about to start the race. Going to join the lobby. That's what we're going to do. There we go. That is where it is. Let's see. Let's see. Don't play that music for fuck's sake. It always gets me in trouble. It always gets live. Wait, I have to go and clear that piece out now before it goes live. Anyway, let's see. Let's see where the options are. It is a pain. So there we are. We have some invitations from the Angry Comedian. We are going to join Angry and all the other fine racers of Wheel to Wheel in the lobby. There we go. It is week 20. Where is it all happening? Where is it all happening tonight? Who is it that's going to spring the surprise? And who is the one who is destined to win here that hasn't, that just hasn't shown form yet this season? And who is the big driver who underperforms again? We've had a few of them the last few weeks. That is for damn sure. We are changing the view on the screen because it is now race time. Who's the big driver who fails again this week. Is it Chameleon? Chameleon in third position. He's had a few howlers. Is he now on a track that he prefers with a car that he doesn't like? Or has he set away what it is, that animosity that he has for that car? Has he set that apart and is now in a position where he's really happy? Looks like we are set to go. I'm spectating. That is great. And it is countdown time. Folks, we're there. Oi, 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 oi. Here we go. And that is it. Boom, 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 boom. And this is it. There we are. We are in Azerbaijan. Another street track. And some interesting corners up through the castle in the middle of the town. Very, very tight streets there, but a really, really long straight for overtaking at the end of the lap. There will be shenanigans in the middle of the track, I have to imagine. Let's see. Are we getting sound? We're on the countdown. It is quiet screen, so it's always difficult to tell. We have sound. We're all good. Excellent. Always a bit of a concern there because we don't know what's going to happen, and it looks like we are good to go. Let's see who is out. Buffaloocas is normally quick out. Let's see. We'll make our way down the pit. Everybody's still in. Angry Chameleon there at the top of the standings as it happens. We have 18 drivers in this week. And who's the first? It's a Ferrari. Is it? Mormick is the first out. No, sorry, I beg your pardon. That is an Alpha. It's Buffaloocas. Wow, Buffaloocas, first man out, week in, week out. He missed it by about 3 meters last week, but he's always thereabouts. It was just his garage was further back. Let's get the information up on the screen for our good viewers. We're going to look at the tires. Everybody, of course, going to use softs. Yeah, there we go. The best. Looks like we're good to go as we join Buffaloocas around this track. And we have a few more drivers. Buffaloocas up and through the town. Oh, big warm up there as he comes up. And this is the interesting part here. This is the very, very tight left-hander up and through Castle, taking out into a right-hander, and then that comes down around into a long stretch towards a left-hander, which takes you down then towards the big straight, a final left-hander before the big straight back to the pits, or back down the pit straight. Oh, and he's taking that aggressively. This dude is meaning it today. Angry Chameleon is out too. Where is he now? Currently, he's up through Castle. So we will stay with Buffaloocas, and we will join the Angry Chameleon, who seems to be behind him. And who's behind him? Mormick now. The Buffaloocas is about to start his hot lap. It is time to go. It is all good, folks. It is all good. Whew! As he hits full tilt all the way down, 346 kph as he comes down to the final corner and breaks in and goes round, and then he comes round the second corner into the first of DRS zones, putting the hammer down. It is Buffaloocas time. Let's go. It's Buffa time. Into the round, into this. We've seen incidents happen in this corner as well. Very, very tight, and he taps the wall on the right just as I say it. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun tight track, as are all the street circuits. Whew, you got to be careful, you got to be patient, you got to be right on the money every single turn of every single lap. It's going to be interesting to see how this develops as the day goes on. Whew, and he comes around, nice cut there as he gets a nice cut, like uses all the track up as he comes up through Castle, and he smacks the board on the right. The wing on the right hand side of this car is not in great shape at this stage. He has to have done some damage there. We can't see it as course, but that's where we're at. Anyway, as he comes down this big straight, and he has to brake hard into that because it's downhill as well. So up on this track here, as you're coming up the final straight and you're heading towards the first corner, it is uphill, and you can brake, well, it's a little bit uphill, I believe, but you can brake later than some tracks, kind of like it is, I believe, in Texas in the US. But here we go, we are heading all the way down this fine straight. He's got the DRS wide open, and he is heading for a time of 143, yeah, 143 flat as it happens. Let's get on to the Angry Chameleon as he comes down around. He's after invalidating, but here we go, the next guy up. It's actually, well, we can't see who it is overhead, but there we go. We have a lot of people out on the lap, but why not see us on this final stretch? And he is on a 143 again. 142.7. He is after going top there. And Bunsey, of course, there he is, setting the time. Already more than more than a second and a half up. Welsh Wizard goes 142.6. This is going to be an interesting. It's all coming in at a very competitive time. Let's see who else is out on a lap. Is a Hero, Budge. No, Budge is the pit. Is a Hero coming down around to the final major corner, I suppose you could call it. There is a bit of a bend here on the road and a bit later on, but the big left-hander, bit of an S bend there in it, but it's all full throttle all the way through. And we will see where is a Hero. We have another person setting the time. Big knockouts, 142.2, and Ron Source isn't on a bad one this day. He's in second, and that is a 142.6 from Is a Hero, bringing him above his Welsh Wizard, who is in the other Mercedes. Wow, great start to this. Kaiser Gunner coming around. He is on a hot lap. He is in sector 1 though, and he's coming into the first DRS zone. This is going to be interesting to see. Let's see where he goes. Kaiser Gunner he's in a Red Bull. He's got the speed in this car. It's just about finishing a race and doing it well. And there's that. He had to brake really hard. Probably well too much at that stage. Probably not the optimum way around that corner, because he had to pull out. He was heading towards that side very quickly. Kaiser Gunner is coming around. Rory Drain is just behind him, so we will see where he stands. Kaiser Gunner though coming up and around through to the centre of the town here in Azerbaijan, and we come up to Castle. That's nicely taken. A bit slow if we're being honest. He's now coming up to the end of sector 2. He will set a time we'll get an idea of what the times are and what they should be. Down to the end of sector 2, and he is he's down a little bit. I have to say, I was expecting that to. That's interesting. 120 flat. I think he's on a bit of slow time here. That's a long straight to get from 20 seconds. But let's see how he does. He's full tilt. He is full tilt. He's not backing out though. He is going to go for it. And he's got the car to do it in. And he's heading down here at 140 as it has. And he hasn't got enough time. He's going to be about 146, I imagine. 145.1. There we go. So it was Rory Drain next. As he comes down, he's on 118 in sector 3. He's 140 as he comes across. There he is in, of course, for Williams, and that's a great time for the Williams at 143. That's quite competitive, and it is, of course, nowhere near Ron Anasaurus in his Williams, who is lightning quick in most cars, to be fair. Major Jam setting a 144 on his first attempt, or at least his first outing, not his first lap. Let's see who we got. We got Mormick as he comes down through sector 1 onto the first. We got 2 sector 1s. We got sector 2 here with Elite Carbon. Elite Carbon being incredible of late. Fantastic stuff. Oi. Flying down and absolutely taking that corner supremely well. As he comes around the final braking corner, as far as I can tell. And we go down. He's going to get a bit of a drag here. Is that a teammate doing him a favour? Maybe so, but my God, is he getting a good tow all the way down the straight, and he will get the DRS as well. He has the DRS as well. This is going to be a reasonable time. He's going to be about 142. 141. He beat that by 4/10. What a great time. He is now challenging the mighty Bunsey. Wow, what a great run. Rory Drain is down his time. Major Jam went 3 laps. He was down a little bit, but not enough. Kaiser Gunner going to go back to the pits at this stage. He was obviously run off. Angry Comedian out in the fast lap. He is 115 as he come down towards this final corner. Well, we had Kaiser Gunner. That's a 119.5. It's not great. That's about a 144, mid 144s. That's not going to do him too well just yet, but it'll be a good banker if that's what he needs to do right now. Unless, of course, he has a little bit more speed here, but you have to imagine that the Red Bull is faster on this. Oh, 143.7, so he did improve by about 8/10 in that last sector. What a great last sector for him. Let's see who else is out. We have Major John on 3 laps, and he's still in second last of the runners that have gone. Blue Gunner is in sector 1. He is on a hot lap. He is valid. Is he on a fast one? Is he going to wait for that big tow with the guy in front of him? He is in the McLaren, of course. This is a better car than he's had, I believe, at some stage in this season so far. So he's got to improve on his results so far in this last stint. Who else? We got Budge, who's up to 142.6 in his lightning quick AlphaTauri. Certainly is compared to most cars that he had this season. Except maybe the Haas, which was lightning quick at the start, but he didn't maybe take as much advantage of that as he may have done. I, of course, am doing everything in my power to say exactly what it is that needs to be said when it needs to be said, if you get my meaning. Anyway, and nearly lost there. I think that was a very tight, keeping tight to the right there as he comes to this final sector. 135 as he comes down. He needs a bit more. He needs a bit more than what he's got this time around. He's going to go a bit long. We got Mailman in the pits as it happens. Angry Comedian is back out. He is on a lap. That was quick. Oh, he is running out of petrol. Sorry, this is the end of the lap that he was on there. He was but Y.C comes down and around, and he is getting around to the final corner of 118.3. That is down on his time. Because the 142s, look at all them 142s. This is a great competitive track for these guys. It's exactly what these guys needed today, especially after a track like Monaco. Jesus, Monaco, would you not fucking quit being a racing track? Because you don't do it very well. Okay, and he's going to quit because he is down on his time. That is it. Welch Wizard, as he comes around, he is 132 as he comes into the final stretch, and he has got the DRS wide open as he heads towards the line, and he is looking at a 142 flat, so he jumps up above Buffa Lucas, who set a fantastic time. Ronanosaurus, let's see how he can improve. Elite car with a big knock was jumping him, of course, when he was in a second place there quite recently. But we will see where he is at. He is down 9 seconds, so this is not the lap that he's going to do that on. Is a hero. Let's see if this dude can finally do what he needs to do. He's down about less than half a tenth of a time, but he might improve in this final sector, and he has done. He is up to 6th, but he is still behind Welsh Wizard in the Mercedes, so he's not even competing when compared to somebody in a car of the same magnitude. Let's see. And Bernie Byrne is coming around. He's on 33 through sector 1. Let's see how he fares as this lap progresses. Major Jam not putting in the type of lap we expect him to put into in quali. The quali master from season 3 who had something to the effect of 13 pole positions in that year. Incredible stuff. Blue Gunner improving to 143.7 there. That is a great time as well. Look at all these times, all within a couple of seconds of each other. Elite Carbon, big knockout. John Alsor coming back into the pits that time. He will get a new fresh set of boots on and he will go again. Bernie Byrne coming at it, attacking this final sector, or this middle sector. Oh, and he catches that curve. You want to be careful on that curve on the left hand side of that turn. It does bounce you across the track quite violently. And he's 119.3, but he has that would take him up a little bit, but he has got the Red Bull, which is much faster in this last sector than most cars, maybe all except faster than all except the Ferrari, of course, in a straight line, depending on where the wings are at. Where is he going to be? He's going to be improving to 144, and he does slightly, but he doesn't improve on position. Oh, and he hits corner 1 on both sides of it as he does so. Blue Gunner is going again as it happens, but no, he is down 4/10, so he is not going to improve there. Who else we got? Is a hero? Is he gone again? No, he's back into the pits, just as we thought he was going to go. Elite Carbon. Elite Carbon is coming through Sector 1. He is in the DRS zone of Sector 1. Is he even using at this stage? He's not. No, he is going to, it looks like he's down on his time, is it? As he comes through Sector 1 with Troy back out, and he's going to go again. Not using any ERS at all. So we will join him soon enough. Mormick, let's get on with Mormick. It's been a hell of a few weeks for Mormick. He is starting to put in the results that he needs to. Monaco, a good result for him, of course. As I said earlier on, he had no penalties whatsoever last week, and he got P7 as a result. Had a little bit of an incident in mid-race, so lost probably 1 position as a result of that. Losing some time as he had a bit of complications. Comes up through Castle, nicely done, not hitting the walls. It is a tight one there, and you got to be brave as you do so if you want to get the maximum out of it. As he comes down around to this turn, watch out to the left hand side here and say you can hit it as you go around this final turn, or sorry, this turn here at the end of the straight, but you want to be careful because it does see like that, it bounces right across the track and into the wall on the other side. And hopefully he hasn't done any damage there, but he's coming around the final. He is doing incredibly well here. It is in and around where his time was, but he's got the Ferrari to make up some time in this final sector if he hadn't done before. And let's see, get that DRS open. Let's see it open. There it is, and he hasn't used it. Failure on the DRS, and he's gone in. He hasn't used it. He's probably going to try and get a new set of boots out and go again. That was a calculated risk, I guess. He has probably got just about enough time. Ooh, he's going to push it now. 142. He needs to get around and back across the line in order to improve on that position. But hey, we have Rory Drain as he comes down and around through this middle sector. And is he improving on his time? Let's see where he is as Sector 1 comes to an end. He is down by 4/10. 4/10 would currently bring him up to, wouldn't move him up above Mormick, but if he continues on that pace, he will jump Mormick, possibly even why not see, and possibly even budge if he improves by 4/10 in each sector. That's a big ask, and he's pushing, and he is of course in the Williams, which means that last sector won't nearly be as quick as some of those faster cars. Budge, not qualifying as good as you probably would have liked right now, but we will join our former champion. I'm hesitant to say it. Oh, that was a big jump, but he clears the right hand side, so he's done it at just enough speed as he comes around the final braking turn, is the way I'm going to describe it. And he is getting a bit of a tow, I think, is he? No, he passed the person who was in front of him. But he is going for it, and he is fully committed to this. Let's see where he is as he crosses the line. Bit of a tow there, he is still getting a bit of a tow. 140, will he improve on that? 142.8, he has done off volley. We have people off in sectors 1, 2 and 3. Great corner take there by Bush. That's the first time I've seen that done so well, where you don't hit the left hand side and go all the way over but stay in. It's just sometimes you just need to catch a little bit of that corner just to drag you around. But this is a great effort by Bud, that's for sure. Is he going to go in, or is he going to continue? Is he happy enough with his time? Is he going to improve? He is coming down. Is he going to use the DRS? He sure is. He is gone, and he is going for it. He is getting some extra time here. He's 142. He's after cutting 3/10 off it. It isn't enough to jump Buffalo Lucas, but he's right up there. Everybody in the low 110s. Let's see how Buncey does. There he is. He's crossing the line. We caught him just as he went across the line. First into the 140s flats. That means Elite Carbon has some work to do here as he comes around, and he's 15 seconds down, so that is his quali over. Big knockouts. Let's see how he does. This is how you drive an Alpine. He needs to show Chameleon how this is done. Yeah, you go around there. That's a great turn there. Little clip, not jumping across the track. Supreme Boy was out of quali. That is his quali over. As he comes down and around, let's see where he stands right now. He sticks to the right hand side of the track as he foot planted into the steel, and he is going all the way down this track. Open up the DRS. There we go, and head for the line as quickly as possible, and he is out. Oh, and that was not how you drive an Alpine. Is a Hero is done, and so is Rory Drain, who's driving side by side with Blue Gunner for whatever reason. But these guys just making their way around, I know, across the line. That is the end of quali. Bit of an odd end to it. Mormick did not get around again, so that is the end of quali for everybody. Anyway, Shinay, Elite Carbon will just make his way back, I'm sure. He should be nearly there at this rate. Yeah, he's on the front straight. He is out of petrol. He has got the DRS opened up as he heads to the line at no speed at all. Okay, let's run through the standings once we get the notifications. Woo! What a day, folks. What a day indeed. That was our quali. And for some reason, this game does not want to end qualification. If you're in with us, whether you're in with us now or whether you're in with us after the fact, it would really be appreciated. If you would like and subscribe to the channel, it's much appreciated all the time. This is just happening. I have to say it might be because of big knockouts being, and everybody's into the pit and away and blah 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 blah. Mayo Man, Iron Man, and Mick Schumacher somehow, for some reason included. He probably forgot to turn off the AI. We will not have AI in this race. Iron Man, Mayo Man, and Mick Schumacher not set the time. I would like this to end now. How about we end this now and move on to the race? Buncey, of course, the only one in the 140s. Everybody else with hugely competitive times. Angry Comedian in 14th position. Making some effort on with that Alpine. It's difficult to see if he's still having those troubles though, how he will do in this on this track with some of those drivers ahead of him. He is going to have to do a ton of work. Why is the Angry Comedian now the purple lap? This is, we just want it to end, folks. We just want it to end. I want to go home now. Okay, our man has left the session. Is that everybody leaving the session now? It sure is. It looks like the lobby glitched out once again, and that will be the end of quali. Let's run through the standings while we're waiting on that other lobby to be set up and everybody to put in order. We had another pole lap by Bunsey. That does not bode well for the likes of everybody else in this game because he is being dominating. So we have Bunsey in first, Lee Carbon in second. Big Knuckles, Ronalsaurus, Welsh Wizard is a hero, Buffalo Lucas, Budge in 8th, Why Not See, Rory Drain, Mormick, Supreme Bio, Blue Gunner, Angry Comedian, Verdi Vern, Major Jam, Kaiser Gunner, Mayo Man, Iron Man is rounding out the bottom few. That is the standings, folks, for this race. It's going to be strange. We had a DNF by Supreme Bio and, of course, Knuckles as he was going into the pits there at the end of quali. We will be jumping into another lobby in just a moment. Oi, oi, oi. And we will get out of this lobby because this is clearly a glitched lobby. No, not close application. We will. Quit to main menu. Player invited to the group. Yeah, there we go. So we will join that new lobby. We will join that new lobby. I was out of this lobby a long time ago. What in the name of God is going on? Leave the session. Yes, I said so several times. Anyway, let's see where we're at. Let's use this invite that we had. Get into the new session. And we will hit excuse me. Join, and we will hit the L spectate button. We are in. Comedian send us another invite, thankfully. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That is there for later if we so need it. Whew, it's been a day. It's been a day, folks. We have 26 laps of this race to complete before we are done. Spectating. We are spectating and we are just waiting for everything to be set up. Whew, let's see. Who is your favorites, folks? Who's gonna win? It's hard to see past Bunsey again, but look at Elite Carbon right there in the Alpha. The Alpha Tario, Budge, and Elite Carbon are seeing Alpha score some serious points as this season comes to an end. We are in the session. I am seen. I'm there. I'm that the whole lot. Yep. Yeah, I had to restart with Schumacher coming onto the grid. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain there. It looks like they forgot to exclude the AI there. Thanks for that, Mormick. And the very best of luck in today's race. It is going to be interesting to see how you can convert that 11th position that you got. I think it was 11th, wasn't it? Anyway, yep, we're all good to go, and we'll see. It also seemed like that the session, whatever happened with the thing was, it wouldn't end. I suppose that's part of the reason you were probably going off. Comedian was probably going off to start up the other lobby. But interesting, massive crash by our esteemed Alpine driver, Big Knuckles. Has that damaged the car and his chances in this race as to come? Welcome in, everybody. If you are here, whether it's live or afterwards, would you please give the stream a like and subscribe to the channel if you wouldn't mind. We would love to see you here more often, and if you like wheel-to-wheel stuff, you should get onto that QR code up there in the top left-hand corner. It has many wonders in there. Ooh, it's been a day. Let's see how we go. Let's see how this race goes. Well, I think we've seen why the likes of Elite Carbon is at 3-1. We know no matter where Budge starts on the grid, he's a threat to the top part of this grid. And who else? We got spectating. We got looks like they're just sorting a few things out in the thing. But Who's your favorite? If you're watching it after the fact, if you're not watching me live now and you're watching it after the fact, what you should do is you should put it in the comment who you're predicting to be on the podium. As a result, before you watch the thing right through. So if you do that, put it in the comments. I'll be interested to see what your thought process was. Let's see. I'm gonna put out my top three. Bunsey doesn't win. I give this an Elite Carbon win. Bunsey second. And who else? Elite Carbon, Bunsey. Who would be an outsiderish pick? Who would be an outsiderish pick? Not too far outside. Is a hero? Will he do it this time? Will he do it? Oh, I'm gonna give my third place to Is a Hero. That's my mad pick right there. Elite Bunsey Hero in Azerbaijan. That's who we're expecting. So let's get this in here. First, Elite, Carol. Second, Bunsey. And third, Is a Hero. Is a Hero. Don't freaking seriously, like. There we are, folks. That's my top three, and that's saying something because we're leaving out Big Knockos, we're leaving out Budge, we're leaving out Chameleon, who's although isn't high up in it there, he's always a threat in this, and this is why he's third in the championship. It'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds. But I just have a feeling about Elite. I said it last week. And he done well last week again. Like, despite the fact that there was penalties and other things going on, great result from him. I can't believe I bet against Bunsey, if I'm being honest. Like that's about as brave as I could have possibly been. It's hard to see past Bunsey like just going pole win every week at this rate, especially with being 82 points ahead in the championship. It's let's see what just real quick before we start this race. The odds, Elite, I suppose not so much of an outlier, but Elite at 3-1, Bunsey at 1-2, and Is a Hero. There's the 9-1. Don't prove me wrong. I was thinking Rory or Mayo Man, but I think I just have a feeling about guys this week that haven't previously. Like Is a Hero, I think just he might eventually do something in this. He's in 6th position. I didn't realise with that. Like, I thought he was in 8th. The Budge is there. So Is a Hero, not a bad shout. Elite, Bunsey, Is a Hero. Let's see how it goes. Big knock doesn't care as it stands. But the problem is, for Is a Hero was up there. Welsh Wizard would have been a good shout, or a good outside play as well. But he's prone to not finishing races. Is a Hero though. Is a Hero in that Mercedes up that high. He should be doing something. No doubt about it. Oh, Elite Carbon running a bit wide there, and not liking that corner at all. There we go. So that's where we stand anyway, folks. Oi. There. Okay. Bunsey bringing us around on this lap. He has done so many times this season. He has just been the dude to beat this season altogether. And he's doing it in the 2 worst cars on the grid. 2 worst cars on the grid. The second worst car obviously is the one he's currently in, and then he was in the Williams also for a stint. He's been in this Aston for 2 stints, and he is still pulling out and getting the results and just adapting. He loves this Aston in this game, or in the realistic format. There we are. As he comes around this very, very quick long straight. A few guys like Elite Carbon there, a little more than 10 car lengths behind, let's say. He's followed a bit there now. Some of the guys crashing up. We can see it there, all the guys all the way snaking down the track, just getting those tyres warm. We haven't had anybody disqualified on the quali lap, or on the formation lap, which is strange these days. We always have something weird happening. Hey, the guys are on the grid. The guys are on the grid. Welsh Grizz are disqualified, so we were drained for not lining up correctly on the grid. That's just the way the game is. Angry Comedian Bernie Byrne also. Mormick from his 11th position in giving us some information, and why not see also disqualified. Made jumps. And But here we go, folks. It is the beginning of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We have 5 lights, and they are out. It is away we go, and Bunsey looks to have gotten a great start, but look again. This is... Oh, look at that. Elite Carbon is into first, and Bunsey gets pushed wide and drops all the way to 5th as a result of that tap with big knockouts. Welsh Wizard is the Mercedes that's on the grid at the moment, and people are backing up and banging into each other as they come around the second corner. This is incredible. We have an incredible start by Elite Carbon. I just had a feeling he was going to be alright in this race. This is probably the type of track that he can excel in, especially with the car that's in it. And we have a massive crash on that corner. It is sector 1. And that, my friends, looks like it certainly is 5-second penalty for Angry Chameleon for a collision with his hero, who's at... I freaking did it again. He's back to 14th from 6th position. And we got to work our way back down the grid. And that is insanity. There's a lot there. We are going to have a safety car. You can see it on the grid there between turns 1 and 2. Is it? The yellow dot. We have a safety car, it looks like. But there's a lot of people going in for wings here, and Elite Carbon is probably very thankful that he got out well ahead of all that commotion. Yeah, after turn 2, we see there the safety car is waiting for these guys, and there we can see confirmed on the board in the background. That is the first wheel-to-wheel safety car in a long time. But that is the nature of this track. It is a difficult track in sections to get around, and if you at all catch a curve or bounce across the track, you're heading into a wall. It's how street tracks normally are. But we have that eliminates the advantage that Elite Carbon got with the 1 second. But he is coming around, and he will follow the safety car for at least a couple of laps, and we will have the pit goers. Who's going into the pits? Who's going into the pits? We have, there we are, we have Mormick, and it looks like he's a hero ahead of him, and why not? And we have Angry Comedian. No, Angry Comedian is going all the way. He is going to drive with whatever damage he has. He did have a bang with Is a Hero as he got that 5 seconds, which are going to be crucial when it comes to positions at the end. And he's not going to be able to get them taken off, even if it wasn't his fault, because he will serve them at some point within this race when he goes into pit. There we are, folks. Elite Carbon being guided around this track by a safety car. There we are. There's a lot to be said for that. There hasn't been many safety cars this season. It has been very clean, and we have had very few, certainly since November, we've had very, very few. Since the start of December, November, we've had very, very few incidents to review. One only for last week, and then one other week since that, in that time period. And the one last week was only a safety car, or sorry, a blocking on fast lap by a slower car. Whew. So that is it. How do you think? Am I looking good? Is a hero is last? Is a hero is last in this race? What do you do with this? What do you do with this guy? What do you do with this guy? He's in a freaking Mercedes. He was in 6th and now he's in last, and I picked him to be 3rd in the podium. Maybe the Mercedes, maybe I just got my vibes, just caught the wrong Mercedes again. Maybe Welsh Wizard is the one that's going to be on the podium. We do also need Bunsey to improve from his position, which we know that it will. Back in 7th there after a little tap with big knockouts on turn 1. But a great start by Elite Carbon as they came down and around into the 4th corner. He had the advantage of the inside, and unfortunately for Bunsey, what you had was an Alpine right in the middle, which forced him even further wide, and maybe a little tap too, to push him wide. We are going to go another lap. It looks like everybody's catching up quite quickly. There's no messing around here, folks. It is nearly time. Kaiser Gunner's gone into the pits. That could be detrimental for him now. Let's move back to the back. 5 penalty, or 5 second penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Kaiser Gunner. That may be his. And maybe his race decided as well. Angry Comedian still has that penalty, as we said, for the hit with a hero. He will, of course, have to serve that when he goes into the expired. That's not sitting well with the Comedian, especially since it's clearly not his fault. I didn't see it, but it's clearly not his fault. Is a hero back in the pit? What in the name of good God is a hero doing in the pits? He's coming out, Kaiser Gunner's out, and they're 20 seconds out. Oh, Jesus Christ, Kaiser Gunner nearly went into the corner there through turn 2. Will they go again without them, or will there be one more lap with the safety car? I think they might catch up quite a bit, but they may not catch up enough. Although they're only in sector 2, it looks like, so maybe they can. They're only at the castle turn here, so maybe, just maybe, we will have Kaiser and his hero catch up quick start in order to not have this car go, or this safety car go anymore. We're on lap 3 of 26. These are long laps, folks. It's about a 1:11, 1:12 fast lap going around in Monaco last week. It is another 30 seconds almost in Azerbaijan. Oi! And it looks like, for the most part, is a hero. Kaiser Gunner caught up. Safety car is in this lap. They caught up enough. Look at that. They're right behind there, 1.7 seconds back. But just in time. A late call. So it's now the job of Elite Carbon to back these guys up, and we will follow. It looks like some guys are dropping back a little bit. Budge is a good one to be on the backup as this race begins. We should be on live one, but he is going already. You don't want to be. You would be caught. You would be caught in a slower car here. Welsh Wizard is in the Mercedes, which is a lot faster than that Alpha Tauri of Elite Carbon, and Welsh Wizard is gone. Sorry, Elite Carbon's gone, and Welsh Wizard is right with him. Did not lose anything there on the restart. Did Welsh Wizard or Big Knuckles? It is close all the way around into turn 2, and we will watch this turn because damn it if something doesn't normally happen. We don't have any incidents back there, but there we go. Big Knuckles is following up, but look at the speed of Welsh Wizard. He is going to be pushing this. Oh, and Jesus, they just ran really deep into that corner. Very well done, but it looked closer than it was. Okay, but look at that. Big Knuckles already falling outside the 1 second, and Budge and Romanosaurus having a battle there. Vernon Mailman. I said Vernon was on for something today. He's in the points. As long as he stays doing what he's doing and not getting too crazy, he also will take advantage of that early safety car. Let's look as we have it. Big Bird, I don't know why it's not showing. Oh, we can start. Tires, it's all softs except, or sorry, it's all mediums and hards except for Welsh River on the soft. That's something else. We have Budge, who's fond of going long on the hards for the first stint, and then with the mediums for the faster second stint. Elite Carbon is doing very, very well to be pulling away from a soft tired Mercedes in second position with those hard tires 3 laps in. He is about to set. He's just going to do it today. I have a feeling about it. He has been good. And there is somebody into the pits already. Who's into the pits? Who went into the pits there? It was Welsh Wizard. He's not liking those softs whatsoever. And we're kicked out of the freaking game. We will join this race in just a moment as this crashes once again. This game is beyond belief. On the PS4 it seems to be cat. They may have resolved most of that on the PS5s, which is why none of our races have a problem. But we get this warning most times. Okay. I just want to get out of here and get back into the race as soon as possible. We're not going to be worried about reporting shit right now because it's not going to be fixed anyways. Let's get back in. We got a message from the comedian. That means we can jump back into this lobby and we can continue on our coverage of the race. These are the small hiccups that we got to live with, folks. It's just life right now. Oy, 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 oy. And we should be back in the lobby within a couple of seconds. This has been an absolute pleasure again today, folks. Really appreciate y'all, those who do come in and watch, and those who do watch afterwards. It's been absolutely brilliant. You know, just having the opportunity to do this and bring it to you. And I will, of course, bring you some more updates with regard to what the content we might be doing, and with regard to wheel to wheel and other things later on this year. We do have to get a few things sorted, of course. We are watching, and we are back, and we will be joining back at about lap 5, I think it was. But yeah, the absolute madness to see how well that Elite Carbon has been doing into this pack. There's Budge up to 4. Welsh Wizard went with the, let's see what tires are. See what's going on here. Oh, we didn't go tires. What's going on? Why the tires not Welsh Wizard went with the mediums. He's going to have to stop again. That's brave. That's a 2-stop strategy. 2-stop strategy to the back of the grid, and Chameleon has changed tires. He's on a 1 lap old. 1 lap. Chameleon is out, and we're back behind safety car. We're back behind safety car. That was obviously Kaiser's whatever incident Kaiser might be involved in as well. This is ruining the strategy of those guys who are on the longer strategies, that's for sure. And those guys who are on, like I suppose Chameleon can at this stage go to the end of the race. There's a long way back, and the tires will be shot by the time the race is over. So that's somebody to watch, folks. He's in 18th now, but he will not be there at the end, that's for sure. He is on. I think he's on a especially with the fact that we're serving more laps under safety car. But this is ruining some of the guys' races because they're not getting out ahead, they're not making headway, and the longer strategy guys going in now just doesn't always make a whole lot of sense. But Welsh Wizard has gone in. He at this stage would be probably best going in now and getting a set of hards and going to the end. It's probably a lot to ask. 20 laps is doable. They're long laps, but it's probably doable on the hards at this stage. I think Chameleon can go to the end. I certainly think he nursed them in a way that allows him to do that. And the safety car is in this lap. It's an opportunity loss, I suppose, for Welsh Wizard. Everybody's up and behind and ready to go. And here we go. This is the Bunsey's up to 6 as a result of that Welsh Wizard stop. Brewery Drain. Look, as it turns out, like both Williams are in the top 5. Fantastic stuff. They are in those Williams cars, of course, because they are that good. But they're in 4th position in his new favourite car, the Harry. Let's see how this all develops. We'll watch from the Skycam. It looks like Elite Carbon is backing them all up again. And he might do it a little bit different this time, but he's warming those tires up as it happens. And obviously he's gone. And he hasn't cut out big knuckles, but Bunsey and Mayo Man are on a ding-dong battle here. Making strides in this race, that's for sure. He is up to 7th in those cards. He is going the long strategy, he's on medium for the remaining laps in the final lap in this race. This is an incredible race for some drivers. It's oh my god, oh Jesus, Mother Divine, fucking all the saints. Sorry, I apologise. Sorry for the cursing. This game is just tiresome. It's just tiresome. The game is just after quitting. Let's see, go back to that and that. Hopefully that's the end of it. Maybe the game shutting down completely will mean that it'll be better. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this altogether. Don't know what's going on with it at all. But it looks like we're a little better off. We're faster back in again anyway. Boom! Apologize for this, folks. We have had a safety car when we stopped last time. But they just got going again, and it looks like Izahiro maintained his advantage, at least for that long straight. He's going late because I think he's aware that some of the guys behind him are in faster cars, and as a result doesn't want to give him too long on that straight in order to challenge him into turn 1. And right now 2 safety cars restarts. It has worked, and he has pulled away from Big Knuckles. Rhinoceros is in 2nd. Wow. Bunsey in 6th, Budge in 4th. Buffalo Lucas in last place. He's making that pit stop now. He's probably going to go hard to the end. Who else have we lost? Welsh Wizard is still down in 12th position after that, but we've had a few stops. Who's the team? Armand Will County. Yeah, we have softs for Buffalo Lucas. Trying something different. Figures we're not going to get any consistency on this track. We're not going to get ahead. And softs is where he needs to be. With 88 laps left, is that what's going to happen? We've had 2 safety cars. That's more than the last 6 races combined. following the leader of this championship Buncy around. We are well spread out. Really, you know, wall 1 second, no DRS because we haven't started back up yet. Or sorry, it hasn't been more than 2 laps. But look at that run on his horse, starting to put in serious times now on those mediums. He'll want to get the advantage of those mediums soon though, because Elite Carbon will go longer and those mediums will go off quicker. So 8 laps in, Glenn will run on his horse and Big Knock will stop, and will Budge be able to hold on to these guys through this middle stint of the race. He is already about 2.6 seconds down, and Rory Drain is all over him in that Williams. As I say, both Williams in the top. The top 10. Or sorry, top 5. Top 10 as well, actually. But look at this. We have had an Is a Hero fast lap. Is he going to finally repay my faith in him? Looks like Mormick is coming out on a new set of tyres, a new set of hard tyres, and Ironman is stopped serving a penalty, it seems. How long is that penalty? Wow. Yeah, 45 seconds of penalties there, it looks like. It was 5 seconds. Anyway, he's on the mediums for not 17 laps. That's good. Maybe if there's a load more safety cars. But Elite Carbon doing what he's been doing all this race, he's maintaining that lead at the front, and Rhinoceros in second place has hunted him down. It looks like I may get the first position right this week, but it doesn't look like I'm getting much else right, that's for sure. Look at Rhinoceros and that Williams. Look at that. Half a second loss in that straight. And he is in the slower of the 2 cars. He is after putting up a monster lap there, fastest lap so far. Buffa Lucas, Ironman, Mormick all at the back just after changing the tyres. Is a hero with a 6-lap old medium. He is going to stop again, and Buffa Lucas is done. Buffa Lucas is in the wall, and we have another safety car. We have another safety car who is at the back of the grid, or who is just going to cross the line. Wow, this is turning into a shit show. So these folks are the perfect laps for the guys on the mediums to pit now. Get a really good pit right now, and you'll probably see a ton of people coming now. Buffa Lucas DNFing in the middle sector of this race, and we have Ironman coming around. He is on fresh mediums. That is not helping him. I need to go everybody out of him now. The free pit whilst he went under normal conditions. This is the time that these guys on the mediums will be looking to get in. The Mercedes of Welsh Wizard just left the safety car, I think. Yeah. And it looks like we have like I said, the medium runners now, this is an ideal situation for them. This completely messes up anybody on a long stretch. Budge is going for it. He's going for the mediums for the remainder of this race. That means Mayo Man, Bunsey, Elite Carbon, and likely Welsh Wizard as well will all have to stop again, as will Rory Drain. But we have some guys there now in a mix. This all depends, folks. This all depends on where people will be, or if you have any more DNFs. Those, I wouldn't mind, but Buffa Lucas was on those really fresh new soft tyres, which should have meant that he'd be much better around this track than he was. He shouldn't have been DNFing, but there we go. Ironman is all the way around. He is on those tyres, trying to catch up with the safety car. And we have Elite Carbon leading us, behind the safety car once again. Mormick is back in 15th position, a long way behind everybody else, but he is on fresh tyres, and he is going to be right behind. Well, it's all but 2 laps. He can go to the end on those, but it has ruined his chance, being the fact that he had to serve or go in under normal conditions there. A lot of guys ahead of him are out now going in. Angry Comedian, 6 lap old hards. That's going to be a hard slog with guys around him. Budge is going to be challenging him right off the restart. That's going to be an interesting restart for sure. Yeah. Looks like most people have now caught up. Mormick is a bit back. He is catching up rather rapidly though as he comes through the middle sector. I don't think we'll have at least one more lap, is my guess. Since Airman is now 20 seconds behind the last, second to last. But folks, it's shaping up to be an interesting end to this race because everybody is at different stages. Everybody can go to the end except the 4 front runners. Chameleon can go to the end, but it's going to be a hard slog on those tyres. And now that everybody behind them has already stopped him and done it so on the safety car, he's lost any advantage of going long in this on those tyres, to be honest. And we are look like we're catching up. Mormick is catching up rather quickly now. We will have the whole pack on the racing lap. 0 time. Let's do it. We got 12 laps in. We're halfway through this race almost. Halfway through this race, and that is very near getting tyres. He is getting a brand new set of mediums. Not a bad shout for somebody who was back there. That might pay off in the end. He is on the freshest tyres on track now, and he can probably make it on with 14 laps to push, but it's 14 laps to the end if he so wishes. It really depends on how many safety cars. 3 in this race, and none so far in the 2023 up to this point. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So it looks like we're all caught up for the most part. Bernie Byrne is... Oh, Ironman went in again. No, he didn't. Why is Ironman so far back? Did he have a whole lap to catch up on? Looks like it. But he's only 10 seconds back now. It might be quick enough. Yeah, I think he's going to catch up quick enough with me. I'd say we will get the notification at the end of the end of the hill that we will be good to go. Is he going to catch up far enough? He's not too far back, but he's still a few seconds back. He's now down to 8-7, and he's got a little bit of time, 7.5. You might get it on the final round when you go around this corner. He's now 4.3 points, and it looks like we're good to go. I'd say we're going to get out now. That was a close one, alright. But Big Knuckles is back. What happened? Safety car in this lap. There we go, folks, just like we thought. Big Knuckles is after being bounced right out there. What's going on with him? Supreme Bio Worry Brain Budge up someplace. What happened, Big Knuckles? Did he have a moment? It looks like he had a moment. He's now out of the points as it stands. So let's follow on the back with Bunsey, who is now up for second, but he does have to stop, as does Mayo and as does Elite Carbon. This helps Budge, Ron Anasaurus and Welch Wizard out beautifully, and Budge in the better of all the position goals. Worry Brain too, and there he goes. Caught him a little bit, not too much, but there we go. Bunsey, oh look at this. Budge is all, oh, and Comedian is around. Oh, he's into this. What? Comedian is in to change those tyres, new ones. Yeah, he's lost the advantage and he realises that Big Knock goes in to get new tyres too. He's going to go mediums to the end now. He's going to have a big push to the end. The thing is though, if it's not unfathomable to think that there might be another safety car in this race. But Elite Carbon, absolute masterclass day. 4 starts, 1 overtaken at the start and 3 restarts on the safety car, and he still leads this race. He is unfortunately going to lose that lead now, and it looks like Budge is on the podium again this time. With Chameleon as it stands out of the points, but he is in a good position. Oh, Chameleon put on old mediums. He put on his old mediums. That's not much better than the 6-lap old cars, because he's got 4-lap old mediums. That is a mistake. It has to be a mistake. It cannot conceivably be. You cannot have swapped 6-lap old tires or hards for 4-lap old mediums. I just can't see that being the plan that he had anticipated. And there's Mayo. Budge all over the back of Mayo. He is on the back of Mayo and in the DRS for when the DRS when that open. But look at the speed in these tires. The difference in the cars right now under those conditions. Budge absolutely flying it right now. Overtakes Mayo man. No contest there from Mayo. He takes the inside line. He didn't compete so much that it was going to be an issue. Anyway, Brontosaurus. Welsh Wizard is going to have to stop again. 3 of the 4 ahead of Budge is going to have to stop again. So Welsh Wizard in the Mercedes is on a great one right now. Oh, so Brontosaurus, I beg your pardon. Brontosaurus in the Williams is now technically leading this race, and he can go to the end. He is praying to whatever the hell it is guides wheel-to-wheel races that we do not have another safety car, because that would ruin him and a few other people's races. It would allow Bunsey, Elite Carbon, and Mayo and Welsh Wizard in the top 6 to stop on the safety car. But bit of a push to think now that I think you've lost, you are going to lose. This is an interesting battle at the front. Bunsey is freaking lightning quick. The faster car and the same tires as the guy in the lead, and he is all over back of him. But Elite Carbon is putting up a tremendous battle at the front. He is probably using everything he's got. Bunsey is not using too much ERS at the moment, and nor is Elite Carbon, because they are aware right now that the DRS hasn't begun yet. Let's see, Brontosaurus is right on the back of Bunsey. He is going to at some stage take over the lead of this race, that's for sure. And Welsh Wizard and Budge. Race control DRS is now enabled after that lap. That is after the last safety car. We are on lap 15 of 26. What an incredible race we've had so far. It's just thrown so many different things into the mix. And the Supreme Bio having some issues back in 9th with Major Jam in 10th, which is very, very strange for him. Mailman is a bit of a roadblock in the whole thing, but there is Rory Drain, I think, now going long, and that is forced Mailman to back out. He needs to get in there. He had the inside line, and the 2 McLarens right behind this William, and neither of them able to keep up. Wow, despite the fact that Blue going out, the 4-lap old Supreme Bio flipping down the running. Major Jam getting an overtake done in the middle of this sector, in the middle sector. What a crazy place to overtake, but what a great one to do too. Mormick likely to get up a few positions. Oh, but he crashes into that thing, and he's no physical damage on the right hand side there, but he definitely has damage on that wing. That was painful. He is in that Ferrari, and maybe it's just a little bit too fast in the wrong areas here. He is going to be much faster in that final sector. Is a hero not coming through for me at all today, and the Argent Comedian is now 9 seconds back on these 6-lap old medium tires, and that, my friend, is not the way he wants to go, and he's after absolutely smashing into that with no provocation from anybody else. Straight. Oh, a bit of weaving there in front of Big Knuckles, and Chameleon now is done with this race, I have to say. I think Chameleon now is not enjoying this one bit whatsoever. Is he going to win? He has to. He's at us. What have we got? Why is he backing out? Why is he slowing down? Budge and West Wizard trading places there again. A bit of a battle going on. I think Chameleon is going to retire now, if I'm being honest. This might be the end of his race, and yet another disappointment in this Alpha, or sorry, this Alpine. Is he going to retire? New wing. Nope, he's gone again. He's gone on the 8th lap. He's back on the 8th lap, old herds. Oh, Mother of Divine Christ, that's not a... We have another safety car. We have another safety car. And this, my friends, will allow the likes of Elite, Bunsey, Wizard, Mailman, all these. Oh, and that's Bunsey after knocking in there. 3-second time penalty for big knockout at the back of this pack. Chameleon is having a freaking mirror at the back of this race. Oh, it wasn't. It was a... I beg your pardon. It wasn't a safety car. It was a... It looked like what was a VSC. And Bunsey is way back. So that is welcome news for the guys like... And there is Budge as he overtakes Welsh Wizard going into turn 1. Oh, and he's pushing hard on that Williams, and that was, whew, that was looking like it was going to be something, something else other than what he was. But brilliant control by Budge as he now is on the podium as it stands. And there we go, Elite Carbon having a mare there. What happened as he can't win it the first there? Oh, and he's riding these tires all the way to the end, and it's not working for him. He had a mare in turn 1, it looks like, and Budge, Ronanosaurus and Bunsey's jumped him. That means Ronanosaurus is P1, Budge P2 as it stands, and Elite Carbon is going to drop all the way down despite the fact that he led this race. I mean, the feeling I got was that he was going to win this race, but he just led for a very, very long time. That is his chance, bar another safety car, that is his chance of going and looks as a win as far as I can tell. And Ronanosaurus will be on the better of the two between Budge when it comes to the end of this race, because those tires are equal right now, but they are. We still have another 9 laps to go. Here we go. We are following Ronanosaurus, is following close to Bunsey, and Budge who is right on the back of Ronanosaurus. And remember, folks, that Budge, this is where Budge can strike. Budge is in the DRS of Bunsey, or sorry, of Ronanosaurus, and he is the one of the fastest tires with the faster car, and he's just outside of it now. Will he cross the... He's lost some time there. He hasn't, and that's because Ronanosaurus is after using up that DRS. Did Budge get it? No, he sure did not. Wow. So Budge is now, will be back, I'd say, going through this middle sector, will be back up on the back of them. Blue Gunner is up to 4th now. He is P. Merriman has still to go in as well. But look at that, Elite Carbon. Such a sorry end to this race. And has he? No, he has. He's gone mediums, which is what he's on soft. He's on hard. Iron Chameleon languishing way down beyond. Why not see Big Knockos and Elite Carbon now all joining the back of this pack? No consistent. Oh, and that is a one-off by Elite Carbon too. And he's after smacking into a wall. That is the end of his race in all senses. And there we go. He may still finish ahead of Elite Carbon and all that, but not likely if he keeps this up. Why not see? We will follow him. Why not see all the way down to the end of this? Budge is back in the DRS. That'll be an interesting battle. And there, Elite Carbon just managed to get out. He's after smacking the living daylight out of that front wing as he tried to do a sharp U-turn in there. But let's see where it is as Budge and Bunsey come around this, down onto this final straight. Woo! He's inside at this time by a lot longer way, and he is burning a little DRS as he comes around that last braking turn. And the problem is right now that Elite Carbon, Elite Carbon was leading this for so long. But here we go, Budge is lightning quick on the straight because of the fact that he will have the DRS. There we go, and the ERS to do so. And there is Buncey going in for his wing tire change. And that has gotten Budge right up on the back of Ronanosaurus. And this is going to be an interesting race. Unfortunately for Budge, I do think that those tires will start going off in the next few laps. And unfortunately, those hards will, of course, will come into their own in the latter stages of this race. Buncey in, and so is Ironman. And that is interesting to see. Mormick is up to 7th. He can go to the end. Very, very 5-second penalty for severe collision, which is a hero. What is going on in the middle here? Very was in the points. It's Welsh Wizard is at the back of all these. He's going to have the and that is Supreme Bio around. Buncey behind Wizard. That is, I just didn't. I felt Buncey would have been. I rooted it. And Welsh Wizard is pushing hard again. Very. And that is not welcome. And that's probably going to have a review there now at this stage. But Welsh Wizard is so close to the back. He's so quick here. Will Spearn is on those older tires. Anyway, Budge has fallen out of that DRS zone. And he does need to push to get back into it. He does have a slightly faster car, but look how fast Buncey or Ronanosaurus is going through the sector. And he's back close, but he's not close enough. And 5 seconds back to Blue Gunner is the only thing that's saving Budge in second place right now as regards tyres. We have 6 laps left, but Blue Gunner is probably going to be that guy who we thought was outside and has been outside for a while, who is going to convert into a good result. Rory Vane up there, Major Jam also as well, looking good. And as I say, Mailman coming back, he's got to stop again. So Mormick looking like he's got about 6th position. He's improving every week as this season comes to an end. Welsh Wizard and Buncey are going hammer and tongs in the middle here, and Buncey has made that overtake stick. This is an interesting part of the race here as they go head down the DRS straight, and they all going tight into this corner. This is a really nasty corner for Sundrailers. Big knock goes up to 12th. Angry Comedian still languishing back, and here's another tap on the back of Buncey this time from Welsh Wizard. Angry Comedian is overtaking Why Not See, who is struggling at the back of this pack, but both are more than 40 seconds adrift, it looks like. Blue Gunner is outside the 6 seconds again after Budge pushes on a little bit. He is holding on to Ronanosaurus, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to convert this into a win. This is going to be another opportunity, but it will be 3 second places in a row, and that will bring down the gap between himself and Chameleon to about, what did we say it was? 32 points. So it'll go down to about 14-15 points, and it's game on. And we are dead again in the water with this game. I have to say, I've said it once, if I said it a million times, I am kind of done with the way this game is performing. We are giving you everything we can, and then the game insists on doing stuff like that. There's only so much I can do here. I will have to check and see if the share play is off. Maybe if the share, I did turn the share play off, but there have been updates since I turned it off, and that may have turned it back on. I can only imagine that that's the only thing I can think of. This is absolute garbage on the PS4, as it turns out, and I'm just not getting a PS5 right now. Excuse me. As we rejoin the race, and we will see where everything stands. How is everybody? We have about 5 laps left in this race. We're gonna see, will Rhinosaurus extend that second place over Chameleon, and will Budge move really damn close? Really damn close. I mean, really damn close to Chameleon to make the end of this season. So really interesting fight, standout between those. So here we go. Oh Jesus, mother of the Christ! The tires on, please. So Chameleon at the back on crap tires, not doing anything. 21 seconds behind Ironman. Bunsey still behind Is a Hero back up to 7th. A bit of a redeeming second half of this race. After an absolute stonker. He is down 1 position overall, more make up to 6th position, obviously because Mayo Man there making that stop and going on softs for the end. Good shout. He's not too far behind the likes of Verne now. He'll get that position back and he will be back in the points. And he can have a push on the last 4 or 5 laps of this race to catch up with the likes of Welsh Wizard and Bunsey ahead, who is not beyond the place. Jesus Christ Almighty! Verne switching to the inside and more, or Mayo Man tearing the living shite out of those tyres as he comes down and switches from outside to inside. And there as he goes, look at this. Let's see how he will challenge him coming in here. Verne parking the car pretty well, but it's pretty easy in this part of the track. But let's see where they are as they come down through the sector, and Verne just not giving it up. And that's where he's lost it because he's run too late. But here we go into the castle area, and and look at that! Oof! Oh, and there we go, and we've got another crash, and that is Big Knockos and Elite Carbon. Oh my God! And they've restarted. Oh, that's a reset to track from Big Knockos. Sorry, Big Knockos, I just turned on to you there as you reset the track. Wow, okay. That puts them all the way back. Elite Carbon is gone, off. But that is Verne being the back, being right behind, or holding up Mayo Man and being the stopper in the bottle. There we go, side by side, Don. I have to imagine that this time he's got it done. Mayo Man has got it done. There we go. Oh, and this is an interesting battle for absolutely fuck all, considering right now Verne has a penalty, and Mayo Man, who is now 7 seconds adrift of the guys rather than 4. They've lost 3 seconds, both these guys, fighting for that 1 point. But it shows you, folks, they will fight to the damn end, and they will give you everything they've got. There we go, sector 1, who's around? Looks like we have, oh my God, is this a late safety car? It's a late safety car with 3 laps remaining. Do the guys at the front stop? Oh my God. OMG, oh, holy crap. That backs everybody right up, and look at the guys at the back on the softs. Why not see is gone? Angry Chameleon on fresh sauce. He may now get points as a result of that. That's an incredible turn of fortune. Big Knockos on the sauce. Iron Man, Supreme Vital. Like Mayo Man is in great position because he's not going to have to stop. But Budge, he's gone in. He's going to go for the sauce. Is he far enough ahead? Is other people going to make that jump? That's a real brave call at the front. Major Jam has gone in. Worry Drain, Blue Gunner and Rhinosaurus keep on going. But Budge will be the first to come out on sauce. Who else will overtake him? Bunsey has overtaken him. Wow, that's going to be an interesting battle as this race progresses. But they will be all backed up, and Budge is the guy on the newest tires. Welsh Wizard is out of this race. He's after DNFing somewhere. What the hell happened, Wizard? Verne has gone in. What the hell happened, Wizard? Oh, he's after finishing in the pits. He's after finishing in the pits, so that's something. He's at the... My God, what's going on? Angry Chameleon is still last. And I suppose now everybody ahead of him does have 0 laps on their tyres. So where will he be? But he will be on the back. Big Knockos and Chameleon. Iron Man's coming out of the pits. Chameleon's a long, long way back, so he's not going to gain too much of an advantage. He will have advantage over 4 in front. But Bunsey, Mormick, Rory Drain, Blue Gunner and Rhinosaurus going for it. That's interesting. It's going to be difficult for those guys to hold off people behind them on 0 laps soft with only 2 laps to go. But will there be enough laps left in this race? Race control safety car is in this lap, as it should be, because they are coming around the final corner at the start. That means Chameleon has a lot of time to make up before this race restarts, and I think he's going to be stuck with that. He's not going to get the advantage he thought he would have got. That's for sure. Unfortunately, just too far back. But you can be damn sure that Rhinosaurus and Blue Gunner and Rory Drain and Mormick will not want this race to restart at this point on the straight. They will want to go all the way to nearly the line before they hit the gas on this one. So Budge, I want to see the Budge. I want to see where Budge and Bunsey are. That is an interesting one. Budge on brand new tyres, right up alongside Bunsey on 5 lap over mediums. There's only 2 laps left though, so they're a good set of tyres to be on right now. But you have to imagine he's going to be difficult to overtake. Elite Carbon has dropped back a bit there. Is a Hero is up to 7th, back where he was. Budge going down. And he is challenging already. 2 of these guys are already challenging Mormick, who's lost out to Budge. Mormick goes wide and also loses out a spot to Is a Hero. This is going to be crucial for the guys who are leading this race. Rhinosaurus and Rory Drain in the slowest cars and on the worst tyres. Bunsey may take this win. How in the name of God how is Bunsey going to win this race? How is Bunsey winning this race? This is an interesting end to this race. Wow, we won't have any safety cars from now on, but this final straight is going to be something to work out. Look how far back that Bunsey is from Rory Drain. How in the name of good God did they lose that space? I do know that they did lose time because they were overtaking the guys behind them. Mormick, 5-second penalty for a collision with Iron Man. That is Mormick out of the points, and that is everybody behind him. Everybody who was on faster tyres is gone by him. Angry Chameleon, the only one that will finish so far behind him. Mormick will just want to get to the end of this race and be done. That was just probably the wrong call for him with everybody around him going in. Now, Bunsey is all the way back up on the back of Rory Drain. Rory Drain has lost time, and we are fucking gone again. Seriously? What the fuck? Oh my fucking God. Sorry folks, I'm fucking done with this game, honestly. Absolutely fucking done with this game. This has not happened all fucking season, and now it's happening now. Join. Unfucking believable. Excuse my language. I don't get this way very often, but this is just damn frustrating. This freaking game is a ridiculous fucking state of affairs. There's a lot to answer for. Come on for the final lap. I want to see the race to the line because I have to imagine Budge will be back on the podium, as will Bunsey. Those guys, Rory Drain is a sitting duck, but have Rhinosaurus and who else was it? Oh God damn it! Have they opened up that? Is that 2 or 3 second gap enough just to survive one lap? It may very well be. Let's see where we're at. Come on, just get there. Oh, this is a pain in the arse. Come on. This is absolute bull crap. Bull jive. And Rhinosaurus Budge is up on the podium. He's overtaken Bunsey. and he's not, and Budge is not in the DRS of Blue Gunner. Bunsey has fallen back somehow. Blue Gunner is right on the back of Rhinoceros, and there's very little point in doing this now, but we will do it. And Budge is giving one final push, but it's too late. Rhinoceros will cross the line in as the winner, with Blue Gunner in second and Budge in third, and Bunsey in fourth. Rory Drain falling 2 places back, both of those guys catching them, and everybody's so close behind. Bernie Byrne is getting some points there. Big Knockos will be crossing the line, doing some weird shit. Angry Comedian is finishing ahead of Mormick as a result of that. He probably went in. Yeah, no, he didn't. He just he's floating around at the back with no wing. And Angry Comedian consolidating 12th place, I guess, with Mormick crossing in 13th. Lads, I am fricking annoyed. Fracking annoyed. And I just don't know. Mayo Man with a great result there, finishing as driver of the day. That is the end of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And folks, it hasn't come a second early enough, or a second too early. I will run through the standings and I will go through a few things just before we wrap up. But Bunsey there, fastest lap as we see. Let's run in through it there. Rhinoceros adding to his winning tally and in second place, closing the gap on Bunsey by a little bit. Second place for Blue Gunner with Budge in third on the podium yet again. 4 consecutive podiums for Budge, I believe it is. 3 certainly. Bunsey in fourth, with Rory Drain in fifth, Is a Hero in sixth, Mayo Man in seventh, Elite Carbon in eighth, Major Jam in ninth, very in 10th, Big Knockos in 11th, 12th for Angry Comedian, with Mormick last the finishers on track in 13th, Supreme Bio in 14th, 15th for Iron Man, 16th for Welsh Wizard, and why not see all these lads DNFing? Why not see Buff Lucas and Kaiser going all DNFing, as did these other lads, Supreme and Iron Man. That was the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and to be perfectly honest, folks, it was an absolute crap show as regards to that. I have a real, not even a sneaking suspicion, but I would go as far as to say there are a lot of penalties to review this week. There were a lot of crashes, there were a lot of tips, and folks, the real crazy thing about this is the fact that everybody is so close at the end of this race. One penalty of 5 seconds is going to be huge, so it will be interesting to see. I have to say, I think Big Knockos and Angry Comedian are that far back with 30 seconds. It's unlikely somebody will drop beyond Vernie Verne that much. I don't think somebody will get 40 seconds of penalties, but there's certainly a chance that somebody get 10 or 5 or 20-second penalties. Folks, that is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and we are leaving this game for damn sure. It is time to almost wrap things up. It has been an absolute pleasure being your host once again in week 20 for Wheel to Wheel season 4 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I just feel like that something's got to change. I feel like something's got to change with this PS4 version of the game. I don't know if it's on the PS5. I can't imagine it is. The drivers have had no problem. It may have affected one or two others, which may have caused some incidents in the middle of the race. Who knows? But folks, that is week 20 in Wheel to Wheel season 4. Let's run through this final thing. I'm going to bring to your attention one more time. I know a lot of people do watch this after the fact, or they ask where it is that they can do it. Here we go. Right here, top left-hand corner, folks. We are going to have a wheel-to-wheel event at the end. The format of it hasn't been decided. This is fresh from the Angry Chameleon. We talked a little bit about it last week, but he is going out there and he is going to the crowd. He is going to say, look, I'm going to give 40 drivers the chance to get one of the 3 reserve seats that are in wheel to wheel that are open currently. And folks, if you want to become a full-time driver, that is the way you have to do it. Buffa Lucas is the latest of the reserve drivers to be made full-time. He has now got a seat, and as a result of him moving up, there has been a space open up, and the Angry Chameleon is being so kind that he's going to open it up to 40 drivers, 40 potential drivers. You will have a 2 25% races, and the top 10 from each of those would go into a 50% race to decide who gets it. Folks, I would be conscious of the fact, or I would advise you, if you are doing this, that you would consider the style of driving that you use. You can be quick all you want, but do not be dirty. You will probably likely be disqualified if you're too many penalties or too many incidents on track. The other real commitment that I would advise is that if you're doing this, you have to be available from 9:30 every Wednesday night GMT. No doubt about it. A lot of the guys here in Wheel to Wheel are. This is what they do Wednesday. It doesn't matter what else is going on in their life. This is the way it goes. So if you're doing it, do it right. Get in. And if you know anybody who was asking how they could do it, or how they could be a part of the wheel to wheel setup, this is it, folks. There's normally 1 or 2 spots to fill every week from the reserves. We will have a pool of reserves, and depending on what area of the reserves that you get put into and the speed that you put up, you will go into a tier of reserves, which means that you get a certain car because it is realistic, and you will be eligible to drive. If somebody is not driving that particular car at that particular week, you will be able to drive that car on track if you're the first up. Folks, get in and do it. If you want to find out where all that information is, you scan that QR code right down smack center of the screen. Scan that QR code, and when you do so, it will take you to my social media stuff, and it will take you to the Wheel to Wheel social media stuff that I have up there too. Get on to the public Discord in Wheel to Wheel, and you will see there in the announcements all the above information. Get on there, like it, and if you do so, it means you are in with a chance of being a wheel-to-wheel driver in Season 5. That will happen at the end of February, early March. And we look forward to seeing who it is that partakes. I didn't get any of my call tonight, right? Elite Carbon did lead for long periods of it. Bunsey did finish in 4th. I got punished for leaving off Budge off the podium in 3rd, which I was kind of thinking of doing. Is a hero completely screwed that pick up. But look, we have a long way to go in this season yet. There is a lot open to play for, as well as the big Angry Chameleon and Budge rivalry. Budge, let's just have a wee look at that. Budge, at the start of the day, had 125 points. He now is on, after a 15-point finish, is on 140. Chameleon is on 157. There is 17 points between these guys. And we have to say, on form right now, Budge is going to blow past Chameleon in 3rd place. Major Jam will retain his 4th place for at least this week, which is interesting. But Budge is already caught up to Major Jam. He'll be 140 versus 140 something, I think. Major Jam getting a few points today. Folks, there's a lot to play for. Rodanosaurus is after putting 25 points on that 175. He is up to 200, the second to do so. Bunsey is up to 275. Plus the 1 is 276 with the with his result today. Sorry, I beg your pardon. He was in 4th, so I beg your pardon. He's not. He's up to 269 plus the 1 is 270. He's up to. That is where it is. Rory Drain, where'd he go? Rory Drain is on 111. He's going to jump Elite Carbon. He won't jump Mayo Man. I think Mayo Man's done enough. Rory Drain getting 10 points there up to 121, so no, he won't jump Mayo Man. But Rory Drain moving up the thing there. So, yes. And we had a great result from Blue Gunner, who will also jump up a bunch of places too. So that's this is the mid pack, folks. This is everybody in the mid pack. One result changes 4, 5, 6 positions right there in the middle. We are going to call it a night. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always. If you wouldn't mind, as we say, one final beg, plead, yes, no, maybe, get in there, like the stream, please do. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I know that 95% of the people who watch my streams, I get the statistics, don't actually subscribe to stream. And you're more than welcome not to actually do so. I welcome you in here no matter how you do. But we really would, or I certainly would really appreciate if you would jump on this, and just give us an hour like. It doesn't cost anything but your sanity. And join us here every week for more wheel-to-wheel goodness. We will see if there's any reviews to be done, and we will see if those standings stand. Will Ronanosaurus and Blue Gunner retain their spot on the championship on the podium this time? Who knows? Is Budge due a penalty? Who knows? If it does, those guys are going to drop like rockets or like a hot stone, because there is a lot of guys within the 5 seconds behind them, and you may have a Bunsey win yet if something happened during that race. Anyway, that is it, folks. Like, subscribe, give us a comment when you're watching this back later on, and we will see you on the